Okay, welcome back. We are just got finished wrapping up talking about baseball. We get ready to wrap this up for the day. Finish our segment with basketball. This is yours truly's expert. He say I kind of laugh at it because he don't be right on some of his predictions. But we're gonna see what yours.
I can't remember last time I was wrong.
You was wrong about Cleveland going to the finals. You thought he ain't going to no finals. So I know you was wrong on that, but they did make it to the finals.
They're still. When you lose in the finals, you're still the biggest loser of the year.
I don't believe
it doesn't matter if you lose in the finals. If you don't even make the playoffs, you still lose. You're still a loser.
No, you making buku money. You still got buku money coming in. So you
got money just being an NBA player. It doesn't matter about that. But what I'm saying is that you're a bigger loser when you lose in the finals, like they weren't even close, like they did. So I don't know. Well, there's a lot of probabilities why they made it. They shouldn't have made it. Actually, you ask me. But that's a long story.
But anyway, it's a lot of movement been going on in the off season. A lot of players going to different teams. You got Pierce rejoining his own coach with the Los Angeles Clippers, which should have happened a long time ago, in my opinion. But it didn't happen soon enough. Even though Pierce is on his last leg, he is still an effective and dangerous player in the playoffs. That's one dude that you want to have actually come off the bench and put in the game with the game on the line. I would give it to Pierce all day, every day, if I can, for the last shot. Yours truly, what do you think the Clippers is lacking in this offseason, or if they have exceeded your expectations so far?
Well, let me just say this. I've been researching and doing some things, and it looks like Bleacher Report is saying that the Clippers shouldn't be considered as one of the top teams in the NBA. I disagree with them. I don't know who they got working for them, but they're supposed to know more than we know, but apparently they don't think that the Clippers are one of the top teams in the West. I think the Clippers are one of the top teams in the West, simply for the fact that they were able to get DeAndre Jordan back. Blake Griffin, of course, is going to be the best player in the NBA in about 2 or 3 years from now. Chris Paul is one of the best, if not the best, point guard in the league. So I don't know about ESPN. All these other places are talking about the Clippers that doesn't belong in the top 5. They belong in the top 2, if you ask me, in the West. And the other team, of course, is Golden State. I don't give. I'm not jumping on the Spurs bandwagon because they signed LaMarcus Aldridge. LaMarcus Aldridge is going to be 31 years old. He's playing with 2 guys. One guy's 40, who decides he wants to be a center. This last year of his career. Last year of his career really was last year. I don't know what stage he's in now. And Ginobili is coming back at 38, 39 years old. And I'm thinking he's not going to play any better than he played last year, and he didn't play well last year. What makes him want to come back this year? Popovich.
It's that money.
No, he doesn't need. Ginobili doesn't need that money.
He coming for that money.
You get paid to play for the European
money and fame
for Spain.
Money and fame.
He's already made his money already.
It's money and fame. I'm telling you, people come back for that fame.
It's not about the money because he didn't get paid much when he came back.
It's about the fame.
But anyway, a lot of individuals are saying that the Spurs are not just going to come out the West, but they're going to win the whole thing. And I'm not buying that because we all know that Aldridge hasn't played a full season in about 3 or 4 years.
Now, I will say this.
He had to have thumb surgery last year, and something something was going on with him, a groin the year before.
Let me chime in.
It's a long year, but they can't miss. He can't miss 30 games. They expect the Spurs to make it all the way through.
Let me interject something real quick. You can never count out the Spurs, really, because a lot of times they'll look horrible, but they'll surprise you and make it to the finals. Even the year they went to the finals and won, they honestly shouldn't have been there. And they found a way to win. A lot of times they find ways to win, and if they do that, they can end up in the finals.
Let me just say, okay, you done with that point?
Yeah.
Let me just say that they have no bench.
Don't matter if they have a bench
Oh,
or not.
wait a minute. You're wrong.
How
You're wrong
wrong?
because every team has to have a bench.
Let me ask you this.
Every team in the NBA has to have a bench.
The year they won the NBA championship,
What year? What year?
The year they beat the Heat.
They had a bench.
But
from top to bottom, their bench was loaded.
Didn't nobody pick them to win the finals? Come on now. Didn't nobody pick them to win the finals that year? They picked Miami to win that finals. Even Vegas picked Miami to win the finals. So
let me say this: when it came time for the finals to happen, you have to understand that as far as TNT was concerned, they had people on their panel picking the Spurs. So I don't know what you're talking about that. I don't know what you're talking about.
But you don't know what I'm talking about.
They had people on their panel picking the Spurs before the finals took place. Anyway, so I disagree with that. That's not accurate. You know, a lot of people were picking the Spurs before that final took place.
Mm-hmm.
Because basically with Miami, you had about 3 or 4 guys, but the Spurs had a whole team. A lot of people knew that already. So anyway, this year's different. They don't have a bench.
Mm-hmm.
Boris Diaw is their bench.
Mm-hmm.
Ginobili is their bench. Those guys are a year older. They were old last year. They're a year older than being old last year.
Right. But
just from getting Aldridge, you think some. First of all, you're not getting out of the West. You're not going to beat the defending champions. You know, you're definitely not going to beat the Clippers, are a much better team that beat you in that 7-game series.
I agree with you on that.
Lance Stevenson, Paul Pierce now. They get back DeAndre Jordan. Blake Griffin's a year closer to being the best player in the league.
He is already one of the best players in the league.
I'm talking about being the absolute best player in the league. So he's a year closer to that. So you think you're going... He's going to be... A lot of people are better than LeBron James right now. Kevin Durant's better than LeBron James right now. Kevin Durant is better than he is.
I can't talk to you. That's your opinion. I don't agree.
No. My opinion, the truth is, who got the MVP last year? Right? Stephen Curry, right? So Stephen Curry and a lot of people, and the people that minds that really mattered, was voted the MVP. So they said that he was better than LeBron at least for a year. So there are people that are better than LeBron James. I'm sorry. Sorry to admit that. Stephen Curry was better than LeBron James during the regular season and in the finals. So thank you.
I don't agree with that. But
anyway, and he's on the downside of his career. He's 30. He'll be turning 31 years old.
Yeah.
So anyway,
but you just realize that he took two different teams to the finals. He
didn't take Miami to the finals by himself.
He took Miami. And
without Wade, he doesn't win. Without Bosh, he doesn't win anything.
Okay.
He took Cleveland by himself.
Yeah.
He
took Cleveland twice by himself.
He didn't take him all the way to the finals. He had Irving and he had Love to get him to the playoffs, right?
He took him. Because I'm telling you,
he didn't take Miami. That's a fact. He didn't take Miami.
He didn't take Miami too.
He didn't take Miami by himself. Without Wade, he doesn't win anything.
No matter. Did even the Heat make the playoffs last year?
Well, they're not supposed to. They lost LeBron James. How are they supposed to make the playoffs? Why can't they make the playoffs? They lost their best player.
Let me kind of ditch out there or something.
They lost their best player.
He's a huge Heat fan, you know. So I'm kind of teasing them at the same point, and I'm trying to make a point at the same time, which is fun. But anyway, the Heat, you take LeBron out, they ain't doing nothing. You put them
that was last year.
Cleveland was one of the worst teams in the NBA, and you just made them one of the best teams in the NBA.
But Cleveland didn't have Kevin Love either. Okay,
they didn't have him.
Kevin Love. They didn't have
Moscow.
They didn't have
him
Smith. I can just go on and on. They didn't have them last year. And that's why they were the worst team, because they didn't have half the people they've got now.
Right. And so, I'm telling you, LeBron James is still a player.
Let me just say this: without James, they still make the playoffs.
Yeah, no.
Without James, they still make the playoffs. You have Irving, you have Love, you have Moscow, you have J.R. Smith, you have Schomburg. You have Sharma, you have Delanova,
I disagree.
You have Arajo. Without James, you still make the playoffs. So what does that tell you? What does it tell you about the East? East is weak.
Yeah, East is weak, because if you take
but not anymore.
LeBron out of the equation, neither one of those teams are making the playoffs. I guarantee you that.
When?
I'm talking about when. I'm talking about now.
That's not true.
No,
that's
is true. Let me bring it to reality for you.
Cleveland still makes the playoffs without him. We may be. Hopefully, he doesn't get hurt, and that has to happen.
You took LeBron from Miami to Cleveland. Miami doesn't make the playoffs.
God, a man lungs was. You talk about lungs was almost collapsed.
See,
his lungs. If Chris Bosh no, seriously. If Chris Bosh plays the rest of the year, they don't make the playoffs. They be like a 6th seed or something. What are you talking about?
Don't make the playoffs.
If Chris Bosh plays the rest of the season aside Dragic, if Wade's not hurt, missing 20 games again, they make. If Whiteside doesn't miss 13 games, if Dane doesn't miss 15, they become a 5th seed in the playoffs. So, I think, injuries, you're one of your best players. If Chris Bosh was their best player, and they lose him for the second half of the season, and they missed the playoffs by percentage points.
Mm-hmm.
Not even it wasn't even a half a game. It was by percentage points. They had the exact same record as Brooklyn and didn't make the playoffs. So I have no idea what he's talking about.
Both of them pathetic. So
I don't have no idea what he's talking about.
They didn't make the playoffs. They couldn't even find the playoffs. So if you take LeBron out of the equation, you don't have a good team. That's just bottom line.
I don't agree with that. I think Cleveland still with Love and Irving.
You take LeBron out, you don't
with
have
Love and Irving, and with the money they would have saved from not spending on LeBron James, they go out and find somebody else. I still think they're good. I still think they're a playoff team. They definitely are.
They ain't got no coach. He ain't no coach. That's not.
Well, we don't know about that. We don't know about
that. He ain't no coach.
He had to be something to win all the trophies won in
He
Europe.
only got 2 championships. He ain't no coach.
Well, no.
He ain't no coach. Well, anyway, tune in next week for another powerful episode of Sports Talk in St. Louis. We're gonna definitely have some fun times. We're gonna try.
The Knicks, the one.
We're gonna get into a Knick debate next time because that'll be a long discussion.
They're terrible. They are terrible. 2
White.
championships in 100 years.
Anyway,
they're cutting me off now, people.
We get ready to be.
They
out.
better hope they find another Carmelo Anthony somewhere.
Tune in
he
next
came out
time.
And said he didn't want to play there anymore.
With St. Louis. Other than that, y'all have a good one. Peace, and y'all be safe out there.